Okay, man. Last week I got some new tanks from IMAX. One of them was a Stug III with that terrific Tijen metal lower with the lift-off top that gets rid of the battery box, so it really opens up some options. So I decided to put an IBU in this. I was going to use a Clark board because it's so tight for space in there, but I was told that I could probably get an IBU in there sideways, and darned if you can't. I had to make a couple of modifications to the underside of the hull top for the Stug, which is here. Let me show you. There's the Stug upper hull. Now, I had to lose a couple of the support posts. One of them goes right here where my thumb is. By getting rid of that support post, because it would have come down right here on top of the IBU. So, but that support post is no longer necessary because it now has a lift-off top. So there is no corresponding post in the lower hull to mate with it, so it's just hanging there doing nothing. So I just got it out of the way, and then the IBU will fit in there. Since the IBU doesn't use the trigger switch, I've only got the one wire coming down for the 8-pin. I'll use a smaller LVA when I run the tank, but you've got to have this large space open for the airsoft unit. If you're doing an IR Stug, you can take the IBU and just lay it down flat. I've seen guys do it right on top of the battery box and they've got enough clearance. But that airsoft unit really hangs down. And I was just talking to Eric the other day, and for a minute there was some talk about low profile airsoft units for situations like that. But according to Eric, that idea has been pretty much abandoned. And the airsoft units that are available now are pretty much what we're going to have to live with. So anyway, I was able to do this by taking a couple of pieces of styrene and gluing them together, attaching them to the bottom of the IBU with two-sided carpet tape, and then I used the blue Velcro that you get from Hobby King. This stuff is almost too strong. It's once you put it in, it's not going anywhere, and the Velcro grips together so well that I have to be careful that the two-sided tape doesn't let go before the Velcro releases. It holds it that tough. I stuck the receiver down in here for the Hobby King T6 radio is what I'm going to run it on. I really like the place that they put the on-off switch for the tank underneath the back here. That makes things a lot nicer. I did have to lose the posts for the smoke on-off and the volume control, and right now I've just got the volume control laying in the back, but I'm not going to need that because I'm going to mount a Viper down in here, probably right in front of the receiver. I'll have to look and see where I've got the space and what it looks like for wiring and length of wires. I wouldn't mind trying to tuck it down right in here behind the speaker. I think a Viper would fit right in there. I'll have to investigate that further. But by losing those two posts, it gave me room to stand up a Turnigy Nanotech 2200 milliamp battery right there. And to hold that in place, I used a little bit weaker Velcro. I used the actual brand name Velcro with the squares. And I just put two on the back of the battery and two on the side of the wall of the hull, and that just keeps the battery from flopping over into the airsoft unit because it really takes up all of that space. And because of the way the elevation unit is set up, it's not like a Tiger tank where if it is trying to go up and it's got something blocking it, the unit will just rotate around until it picks up again. It doesn't work like that. It'll jam and freeze, and stuff will start breaking. So I had to be very careful to keep enough space in there, and I think I've accomplished that. Like I said, I'll get a smaller LVA in there, and the 8-pin wire will be going to the hull top. So you can see now I've got good clearance in there for the airsoft unit. So that's how I did it. I mounted the IBU sideways. I turned the battery sideways on the other side, and now I've got plenty of space for my airsoft unit. I also got rid of those nasty zinc gearboxes, the 3-shaft. Don't get me started on 3-to-1 and 4-to-1 and 5-to-1 because that really bugs me that people still call them 4-to-1 gearboxes when they're not even close. It's a 4-shaft, but I told you not to get me started on that. So anyway, I'll get her all buttoned up and let you see how she runs all put together. But for right now, still got to get the self-centering lever in the radio. I got lucky and the radio didn't need any programming. Everything, I didn't have to reverse any servos or anything. But those dual ratio brass gearboxes work really, really well. IMEX has got really good Panzer 3 and 4 tracks. I think it's going to run really, really well when I get it down on the floor. Another good thing about locating the IBU in this fashion is that it gives you very, very easy access to the SD card. When you lift off the hull top, the SD card's right there. On my Jagdpanther, I got to get in there with a pair of tweezers to get that thing in and out. So this will make it really easy to get rid of that track recoil and make any other changes that I want to do. I'm still trying to learn how to change that machine gun sound over to the same sound that comes with the Tiger 1. The MG34 and the Tiger 1 I like much better than the MG34 in the Jagd Tiger, Jagd Panther, and now the Stug. So I'll get those switched. I'll figure out what I'm doing there. I changed the tank over to XT60 connectors. Now all of Hobby King's LiPo batteries under 3000 milliamp are coming with XT60 connectors, and I really like these connectors. They're really easy to work with. They solder up really easy. Shrink tube fits in there really easy. No problem with those. So that's how we got the IBU2 in the Stug with enough room to actually run an airsoft unit. I'll get it buttoned up and you can see it running. See you next time.